Today we are doing something a little bit differently on this channel. We are going to be reviewing the movie Rocky. For those of you who have been to my channel before, you know that this is strictly it was a strictly political channel. But I've always wanted to do some extra stuff here in Independent Thought. Wanted to talk about sports occasionally, which is something that's really big in my life, and talk about some movie reviews. Recently, my girlfriend and I decided to get this poster that is like a 100 movie watch list. And we decided that we were gonna go through and watch all 100 of these movies. The very first movie on this list was Rocky. So I want to go on a little bit of a journey with you right now and talk about our first time watching it. As somebody who grew up in the Philadelphia area, I'd tell you that there's a lot of people who would probably see that as being like sacrilege. I had seen like some clips of Rocky growing up. I had watched like a few scenes here and there, but I'd never actually watched the movie from beginning to end. Rocky came out in 1976, so like almost like a million years ago. It has an 8.1 score on IMDb with almost 700,000 ratings. This movie won Best Picture in 1976, as well as like Best Director and Best Film Editing. So a lot of acclaim here. I'm not going to be able to watch the entire movie with you just because of the way that YouTube works. So I thought we could watch a few clips together, react to them. At the very end, I can give you my thoughts on what I felt about Rocky. So let's pull up just a few clips here. Start out with some of the iconic ones, because let's be fair, when we think about Rocky, there's really one scene that I think everyone thinks about, which is, the scene of him running up to the library. The music is just iconic. Let's be fair here. I mean, this is like crack for anybody who lives in Philadelphia. When you hear this music, it almost like activates you like a sleeper cell. And I also think for people in Philadelphia, there's not a whole lot of movies that are kind of made about Philadelphia. It feels like there's like a million movies about New York. Philadelphia is one of the biggest cities in the country, and yet there's like no movies kind of based in around it. So Rocky's always going to hold a special place for the people in Philadelphia. And I'm assuming that, if you've come here and you're watching this, review right now, you kind of have a basic idea of what goes on in this movie. But if you do not, Rocky is just a guy who was, a semi-professional boxer who wasn't really given too many shots when he was, in his boxing career. He gets a shot at fighting the, champion boxer here, Apollo Creed. And so this is like the training montage of him getting ready for that fight. And it's just really kind of like the best part of the movie as far as I'm concerned. I would never in my life want to be sitting in some kind of freezer punching a giant block of meat. I don't understand how that's good training. Also, those one-arm push-ups are tough, though. I mean, I gotta tell you, when I was in my best shape, I was having a hard time doing those. Also, as a Philadelphia Eagles fan, they play this song before most of the home games recently, and yeah, it's perfect, just aura music. With the Converse on, I didn't even notice it the last time I looked at this. So I've always been convinced that's like the best part of the movie. Just this training montage of him going through the streets of Philadelphia like that. If you think that there is a better scene in Rocky, I mean, maybe obviously the fight with Apollo Creed at the end, right? But if you think there's a better scene in the movie, tell me in the comments below. But I want to take you to another scene really quickly here because there was a few scenes in this movie that I felt were a little odd, a little questionable. So want to take you through a couple of those really quickly here. Here is him talking with his trainer here.
I want to be your manager. You follow that, do you?
Fight said I don't need no manager.
But you can't buy what I'm going to give you. I mean, I've got pain and I've got experience.
Yo, I got pain, I got experience.
Before this all, earlier in the movie, Rocky came to this guy and basically, you know, like asked him to train him. He said no. He also said that, you know, like you can't really be in my gym anymore. He like actually like locked his locker and like threw the stuff away in there that was in there. So Rocky was feeling like abandoned by this guy. And now that he hears that he has the title fight, he wants to come back and ask to be his manager for the fight. So Rocky's obviously like, get out of my face. Why are you here right now?
Listen, kid.
Hey, look, hey, Mick.
What?
Look, I need your help about 10 years ago, right? 10 years ago?
Right.
You never helped me. You didn't care.
Well, if you wanted help. I say,
Which is
if you
fair.
wanted help,
I'd be pissed too.
why didn't you ask? Why didn't you just ask me, kid?
Look, I asked, but you never heard nothing.
Well, I'm 76 years old.
A little awkward. Hearing someone go to the bathroom while you're talking to them. A little awkward. I'd probably want to get out of there at that moment. Nice fake out. You think you're gone? You're not actually gone. Yeah, awkward. Want to get out of there. I sure would.
Took me long enough to get you. You 10 years to come to my house. Huh? What's the matter? You don't like my house? My house stink? That's right, it stinks! I ain't had no favors from you!
This is a weird moment. Can we all agree this is a weird moment? You're obviously trying to confront this guy, talking about how mad you are about, you know, feeling you're wronged by him, and you're doing that by yelling at the top of your lungs in your own house while he's walking away. Like, why didn't you just say this stuff to him while he was in front of you? Why are you screaming it now that he's walking away?
What's going around me? Talk about your pride. What about my pride, Mick? At least you had a pride.
This is just weird. Just go talk to him.
Pride,
What is this? What is this?
Everything is going, no one's getting enough.
Fake tough guy stuff. It's weird.
Big deal.
It's really weird.
Fight. Yeah, I'll fight the big fight. I wouldn't want to fight that big fight. It was going to happen to me. I want to get that. I want to get that. And you want me ringside and see it? Do you? You want to help me out? Huh? Do you want to see me get my face kicked in? Legs ain't working. Nothing's working. They go out, fight the chair. Yeah, I'll fight him. My face kicked in. And you come around here, you want to move in here with me? Come on in, it's a nice house. Real nice, come on in and move. It stinks. This whole place stinks.
You know, it's kind of a weird scene, right? Because on one hand, like, you can honestly like understand the guy. Like, he feels like he has been wronged by this guy who he was trying to like put a lot of time and effort into, and now he's like, oh, now that I have something that you want, now you want to come around here and you want to get something from me out of this situation. But yeah, you can understand being frustrated, but at the same time, like, just talk to the man face to face. You don't have to do this whole like yelling, acting out thing once he's like walked away. Just a little odd. Wasn't the only odd thing that I saw in Rocky though. There was a few other odd things in this movie. Like this scene here with Little Marie.
Hey, Rocky, top of the bottle, huh?
No wine, man.
Come on, just do it up. Make it money.
No wine. Hey, Murray, did your brother know you're hanging out so late?
Don't you get lost?
Hey, these guys teach you to talk like that? Hey, don't you never say that to me. Come here.
You stink up the neighborhood.
Hey, you know, when I was your age,
We are definitely in the 70s right now.
neighbor that talks like that, you know what I mean? That was it, just one. What are you doing? Well, I'll make your teeth yellow, don't do that.
I like yellow teeth.
I'll make your breath like
I
garbage.
like yellow teeth.
Come on, nobody likes garbage. Anyway, this girl with the dirty mouth, she wasn't bad looking, but you see, none of the guys ever took her serious, you see?
Why are we talking to a child about women not looking that bad? What are we doing right now, Rocky? What is going on right here?
They never took her out for any serious date.
Why?
Because that's the way guys are. They laugh when you talk dirty, they think you're cute. But after a while, you get a reputation, that's it. You get no respect, you understand?
What
You
is
get no
happening right
respect. I gotta use a bad word. Whore. You understand? Whore. See, you use dirty words and maybe you end up becoming a whore. You understand? Hey, that don't matter to you 12. It don't matter. You don't really...
So we are establishing here in this moment that this little girl is 12. And you're saying that if she doesn't stop talking the way that she is, that people are going to call her a whore and say that she has a reputation. What is happening in this scene right now?
You really have to be one. You just act like one and that's it. Boom. Hey, you get a bad rep. You understand? 20 years from now, people are going to say, hey, you remember Marie? No, who's she? She's a little whore that hung down the atomic bomb. Oh, yeah. Now I remember her. You see, they don't remember you. They remember the rep. You understand?
Good job,
Hey,
Rocky.
you got a boyfriend?
Way to help this 12-year-old
No,
girl.
you ain't got a boyfriend.
Oh, my God.
You know why? Why don't you think you have a boyfriend? Because you're hanging out with them coconuts.
Because she's 12, Rocky. Why should she have a boyfriend? What is... Okay, we have to talk about this at the end.
The corner, you understand? You hang out with them coconuts, you get nowhere. They're lemons. You hang out with nice people, you get nice friends. You understand? You hang out with smart people, you get smart friends. You hang out with yo-yo people, you get yo-yo friends. You see?
I've never really called someone a yo-yo before, but I'm starting to think that maybe I should be calling people yo-yos. It's not a bad insult, really. You know, I mean, not sure exactly how you would use it, but might find some uses for it.
Simple mathematics. I hope you ain't gonna.
I won't.
What was I gonna say?
You hope I don't keep acting like a whore. I'll turn into one, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Night, Rocky.
Hey, Marie, take care, you know?
Hey, Rocky.
Yo.
Screw you, creepo.
Well deserved. Well deserved.
Yeah, who are you to give advice, creepo?
That's a great question, though. Who are you to give advice? I mean, especially when we see the way that you are taking women out on dates, which is our final clip here. Here's our clip of you going on a date with Adrian, your love interest in this movie. And it's a little odd, Rocky.
Hey, over here, you know, fight used to be tossing me. But...
Aren't you skating?
Nah, I ain't skated since I was 15. You know, that's when I started fighting, when I was 15. Skating's kind of bad for the ankles, you know?
So you're just going to walk on the ice then?
You're a pretty good skater, aren't you? You know, like I was saying before on the way over here, you know, fight used to be tossing me, but no more, you know? See, all I wanted to do out of fight was prove I was no bum, that I had the stuff to make a good pro, you know?
You never got the chance?
Oh, hey, you know, I ain't crying about
I gotta tell you, nothing better than being on a first date with somebody and just talking about yourself the entire time. Definitely a winning formula here.
because I still fight. I kind of do it like a hobby. See, I tell you what the trouble is. You see, I'm a southpaw.
What's a southpaw?
Oh, southpaw means you're left-handed, and southpaw throws your timing off, you see? Other guys, it throws their timing off, makes them look awkward. Nobody wants to look awkward. You know where southpaw came from?
9 minutes.
I'll tell you, a long time ago, there was this guy, maybe a couple hundred years ago, he was fighting in the, he was fighting around, I think it was around Philadelphia, and his arm, he was left-handed, his arm was facing towards New Jersey, you see?
She is totally not into this story right now, but she's just like humoring him, which is funny and hilarious right now.
And that's south. So then naturally they call him Southpaw. You see? Southpaw, South Jersey, South Camden, Southpaw. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I don't know. Things probably worked out for the best, don't you think?
Never got a chance, though, because you're left-handed, huh?
Well, that's absolutely true, you know? Watch out, watch out. I just dislocated my finger. Ah, look at that.
Oh!
No. Hey, wait, hey, it ain't your fault. Look.
Wait, what,
See?
what are you
Look,
showing her?
it's
Your
it's an old
what
wound.
are we
You see
doing
that?
right
Look.
now? No one wants to see this.
Nothing. It bends like that. See, I originally done it. Look, push the button. Bong. It works. No, it ain't your fault. Look, I'm gonna show you something.
7 minutes.
This guy in the background is doing the most right now.
Yeah, I originally done it. I carry pictures of all my fights. I originally done it in the baby.
You carry pictures of all your fights? What is this? Like, who would actually... Okay. You're actually going to be sitting around with pictures of your fights on you at all times? Okay. Well, a little weird.
Crenshaw fight. You see that? Big baby's about the size of an airplane. I broke both my hands on his face. I lost that fight, but that's a nice picture, don't you think? See how it works there? Real nice. Come on, you having a good time? I'll tell you can see I ain't too graceful, you know what I mean? I don't move well. But I'll tell you, I can really swat, you know what I mean? I can really hit hard. But I'm a southpaw, and nobody wants to fight no southpaw, you know what I mean? Huh? Woo! You know how I got started fighting? Huh?
No.
Am I talking too loud?
Yes. Yes, you are. So here's the thing about Rocky. You have so many scenes in this movie that, people remember from an iconic standpoint, right? Training montage, fights with Apollo Creed, different times where he's like, drinking the eggs, getting ready, or like, punching meat in that freezer house. But there's a lot of this movie that is just incredibly awkward scenes, like the ones I'm showing you, or when he's going to see Adrian in the pet store where she works at, or the time that he like brings her to his home and wouldn't let her leave until like she made out with him. Like, there is some awkward moments in Rocky, and I think that when I was watching this movie for the first time all the way through, I couldn't get over just how many like cringy moments there were, how many uncomfortable moments there were, how many times where I was sitting here asking myself how Sylvester Stallone was able to convince people to let him star in this movie. I know that he wrote this movie, but still, I mean, someone should have maybe done this role besides him, which maybe is mean to say. But I wasn't super impressed with this movie when I actually went through and watched it from beginning to end, even though there were moments in it that I really liked. And even though I do think this is a movie about, redemption and perseverance and overcoming obstacles, and Rocky has a lot of good lessons in it, but it's also, I think if you take it from top to bottom, it's just kind of not a great movie. It really isn't. And if you disagree with me, tell me below. But I want to give you my official ranking here. When I was looking at this movie, I was trying to figure out where I should place it, and this is kind of how I go about rating movies here. This is my IMDb ranking like rubric here. On a 1 through 10 scale, how I decide whether or not a movie is a 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And for me, Rocky falls into this category. It's a meh. So I gave Rocky a 4 out of 10. It is the first movie on our list. So as of right now, it is number 1 on our list. But we have a bunch of other movies that we're going to be reviewing over the course of watching this 100 movie list. Rocky for me is coming in at a 4 out of 10. But, there really is some good stuff here. But overall, I don't think it's this spectacular movie that people make it out to be. I think it has a couple good scenes, and then after that, it's just a kind of a giant bag of what are we really watching right now? Not a bad movie, but not a good movie. It's just somewhere in the gray zone, and that's kind of where I'm leaving Rocky at for today. But this has been a cool thing for me to do here on Independent Thought. I haven't had an opportunity to do something outside of the politics realm before, so it's been really cool to kind of get a chance to do that. I want to do some more movie reactions / reviews in the future. Some of the movies that are on this 100 movie list that kind of mentioned beforehand, and some movies that are going to be outside of this list. But this is the list once again. We've already watched a bunch of these. As you can see, the ones that are scratched off are the ones we've already gone through and watched. Haven't done the reviews on them yet. So hopefully we'll be able to kind of get some of those done here in the not too distant future. And yeah, thank you all for checking out this video with me, and I'll see you in our next reaction.